I was wrong about Danielle Hunter. So, just a couple days ago on Sunday, I recorded a video where I reacted to predictions on the Vikings Packers game. Obviously, we know the outcome of that game now, and it has not left me in a good place. And I've been sitting here questioning what went wrong. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. I think a lot of people are going to oh, the secondary couldn't do anything. And definitely, if you watch that game kind of in highlights or something like that, you'd be thinking these young cornerbacks, the ones I highlighted as could potentially be an issue, were to blame for, what was it? Allowing Adams, as we can see right here, allowing Davante Adams to set a career high in receptions with 14 catches for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. But if you really dive into that game and watch how it worked out, we knew the corners were young and we knew they were going to need help, but they didn't get any of that in this game. I'm not talking like just they didn't get help over the top from the safeties. That also was somewhat of an issue. Anthony Harris blew a few of these over the top, but really, we just got no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. You can see they wrote it here in this article. Minnesota pressured Rodgers on just 7 of 44 dropbacks, including 18 straight without registering a pressure. Do you understand how awful that is? 7 on 45 dropbacks was pressured. Now, when you have young corners, guys who are new to the league, you're going to have to help them in every way. Safety play over the top and getting to the quarterback, that didn't happen. That's really the issue we're seeing with this game. How much time Rodgers had to throw the ball. I mean, even the best corners, even a Jalen Ramsey, even a Patrick Peterson, if they had to stick to a man for 10 seconds because the quarterback's not even feeling anything, he has no urgency to throw the ball, there's not going to be a bad decision. Everything that's going to get thrown is going to be open and with perfect precision. And I said Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be the problem, and he still wasn't, despite putting up crazy numbers. I mean, there's nothing we could do to that team. We slowed down the run, which was my concern, so I appreciate that. And so why I titled this video I was wrong about Danielle Hunter is I reacted to an article that said Danielle Hunter missing will be the game-breaking decision in this game. And while I'm not going to fully take that back, I'm not going to fully take back the fact that one player missing isn't going to change the outcome of the game. I mean, we had issues with the question marks we had and Yannick Ngakoue, who we traded for, 2 weeks ago. He didn't get a single pressure. And we kind of thought they did what I thought, where they would line him up at that right end spot and then try to go after the inexperienced right tackle. And that didn't work. But it helps to have, a little bit of pressure from the other side, up the middle, anywhere, honestly. We don't have a defensive line at this point. Yannick Ngakoue is good, but he can't be your best pass rusher. He's a good complementary piece. If you had Danielle Hunter in there and you take the focus off of Yannick can actually wreak more havoc. So I was wrong. I was wrong about Danielle Hunter. We need him on our defensive line. And these next 3 weeks are going to be tough because it's not like the Packers' offensive line is just the best offensive line ever. That was a poor performance by our defensive line. Yannick didn't even play that much either. We had, despite him being our best pass rusher at this point, he really didn't get that many snaps. And, you can chalk that up to him being new, and then obviously. And the same thing with Jeff Gladney. We didn't see him very much, but he missed a lot of camp with injury, and so they're probably just getting him up to speed. Same thing with Yannick. But we need contribution from other people on our line. Everything that we planned would happen, and that maybe Yannick and these question marks, you'd hoped at least one of the question marks was going to turn out to be positive. And that's just not the case. So I guess this is now where I'll air some of my thoughts on this game. Just in general, the offense looked fine. I don't think it's a problem. I know it was slow at the beginning of the game, and that's going to happen. It's the beginning of the season. I think we kind of kicked it into gears. I know it was garbage time, and the game was much further than it looked. But it wasn't our offense's fault. You can't do much when your offense gives up 500 yards. It's just it's hard to be in that game as an offense. The defense needs to fix itself. I don't want to put all the blame on our secondary, even though it was just Aaron Rodgers lit it up in the air, but you can't blame it on our secondary. Nothing was working. There was no pressure. He had too much time to throw. If someone's going to get open, he had the ability to test our young corners deep. And Cameron Dantzler, he gave up, one touchdown to Valdez-Scantling, I believe. He was in a decent place. It was a perfect throw because Rodgers had no reason not to make a perfect throw. He had all the time in the world to sit there, collect himself, and aim it perfectly. And if maybe there was someone in his face or there was any sense of impending doom, maybe that pass is intercepted. Now, I'm not going to say it was all the defensive line. Holden Hill on some short routes just couldn't keep up with Devontae Adams. Same with Mike Hughes. I think Dantzler looked the best out of what we saw. Obviously, he still looked rough. But he was in position to make plays that if they weren't perfect throws, he maybe could have done something, at least deflected them. I do question why Gladney wasn't out there more. I hope maybe next week we'll see more Gladney. And things hopefully will improve. We're not playing as good of a quarterback. We're playing Phillip Rivers, who's a little bit washed at this point. So if the secondary can make plays in any game, it's going to be this game because that guy likes to throw interceptions. So hopefully we'll see something out of the secondary this week, but we just have to get pressure. I don't know what the solution is without Danielle Hunter. I was wrong. We need him. We need you, Danielle. Please come back.